orange trim, and Romania in their traditional all yellow as the countdown on the big screen counts down to 0, and we are underway in Munich for this last 16 tie between Romania and the Netherlands, as the Netherlands do some attacking down the left-hand side. Depay's done really well there, sliding in, and Romania have to clear away, but that's maybe a bit of adrenaline flowing there from Depay as he lunged in and gives away a free kick. Wearing that headband that he's become so sort of famous for, everyone's asking him about it and asking all his fellow players and the manager. He says, it keeps the sweat out of my eyes and my girlfriend likes it.
Well, to be fair, you can't question his sweat, because with his high press and his work rate, there's only Rasmus Højlund for the Danes that have got better figures pressing in the final third than Depay. So the sweat reason, you can understand.
And also, doing what your girlfriend likes, I suppose, is another good idea, as Romania clear long downfield from the right-back channel, and it's being scrapped for on halfway. Bit of head tennis. Romania have come up with possession with Hadji wearing that famous 10. Ball's out of play. It will be a throw-in to the Netherlands, 10 yards inside their own half on the left-hand side. 5 Live and BBC Sounds, with Verbruggen in goal, in possession, all in green for the Netherlands. Of Brighton, of course, the back four, Dumfries, De Vrij, Van Dijk and Ake. Midfield of Schouten, Simons and Reinders, with Bergwijn, Depay and Gakpo. We think the traditional Dutch 4-3-3, with the Dutch in possession at the moment, the Netherlands, and under a little bit of pressure as well there. Verbruggen, and Ake's going to have to clear under pressure, left-footed, down the line. Romania win the first contact and the second. Netherlands need to clear their lines here, but Romania have come up with possession on the right-hand side with Mann running at Ake. Good challenge. Romania still in possession. In comes the cross, headed away by Dumfries, who had to be quick to get across the front of the defender there. This is a really good start from Romania, and that is a free kick for the Netherlands.
I think the Romanians have taken the Dutch by surprise there, because we've seen something that we haven't seen from them in the tournament so far. A really high press. They've got Dennis Dragus playing as a 9, but then when Verbruggen had the ball, the Dutch goalkeeper, Stanciu, Marin, Hadji, Maan, the midfield quartet, they were all behind Dragus pressing, and they put the Dutch under real pressure. Ake had to clear his lines. It ended up with Romania winning back possession, putting a decent cross in, and they had the first opportunity of the game. So a really good high press from Romania that we're not used to seeing.
Razvan Marin's got such a good right foot. I mean, his penalty in the last game was something else. His dad Petra won 10 caps for Romania, and used to make him stand outside and practice right foot then left foot against the wall of their house. So one of the reasons he's got such a good right foot. And at the moment we've got Yanis Hadji receiving some treatment on the field. So Florin Nitsa is in goal then for the Romanians. Back four of Ratseu, of course, with that Sonic the Hedgehog blue hair, and Dragoshin of Spurs, Borka and Mogos, who's in at left back for the suspended Brancu, with Hadji going to operate on the left, Mann on the right. Marin and Marin are the two sort of holders, the workers in there, no relation. Marius and Razvan, who I just mentioned. The number 10, who scored a brilliant goal in their opening game against Ukraine, Nikolai Stanciu, the captain, and then Denis Dragos up front, who scored against Ukraine. So that is the Romania lineup, and they have started really well. And the press, the high press that actually managed to get them that goal from Stanciu in the game against Ukraine, you can see just how much energy they put into that press, Paul Robinson.
Yeah, they've got a trigger, haven't they? I mean, just to let you know, you're not missing much at home at the moment. Hadji's down, receiving treatment for a cut on his head that he received in the 6-yard box, with the coming together with De Vrij, I think, as the ball came back in. But that high press, they time really well, don't they, John? They do it really, really well. They don't do it constantly through the game, but it's just the trigger. When Denis Dragos goes, there's a signal for behind him. Stanciu, Marin, Hadji, they all get involved and they all press, and there's a real clear trigger.
Hadji has gone off with the ice pack on his head, and he's just going to wait to come back on here, and that's why you can hear whistles from the Romanian supporters who want to see him back on the field. So temporarily Romania down to 10, and Netherlands in possession, moving down the right-hand side. Bergwijn is offside though, and it will be a free kick to Romania. That orange wall behind the goal that they're attacking, everyone's standing in that stand at the moment, and it's going to be a free kick for Romania. He's only just offside, let me tell you, Bergwijn. Let's get an update from Wimbledon with Naomi Cavaday.
British number one Katie Boulter is in action, and she's got a tough draw against Tatiana Maria of Germany, who reached the semi-finals here 2 years ago. She was 4-1 down, has hit a lot of unforced errors, but she has dug in and she is now back level at 5 games all, so she is fighting hard in her first round match. Elsewhere, Djokovic is just a couple of games away from sealing the deal and booking a spot in round 2.
Thank you, Naomi. We'll keep you up to date with everything that's happening at Wimbledon. 5 Live sport from the BBC at the Euros. You're home with the Euros in the 2024 general election with the Netherlands in possession. It's 0-0, 5 minutes gone. Here's a strike from distance from Depay. It was dipping, but right behind it with Nitsa with a comfortable save. In fact, it wasn't. It was Simons with a good right-footed strike. Really got a knuckleball, sort of just stunned it. And the keeper had to get right behind it, Paul Robinson.
Yeah, that's the benefit of having Simons on the left-hand side. We've seen him play in a 10 role, but he's playing out on the left today, and his first thought immediately there was to cut inside his fullback, Ratsiu. Got a little bit of space, opened up, hit a decent shot, but Nita was right behind it.
Well, Hadji is back on, and he's wearing an interesting piece of headwear.
I'm waiting to see how you're going to describe this one, John.
It's like a white version. It's a net. It's a hair net, essentially. Imagine what you get your tangerines in, or your satsumas from the supermarket. Make it white, place it upon your head, and that is essentially what he's got on there at the moment because of that head injury as the ball's all the way through to the Dutch goalkeeper.
It's no Terry Butcher strapping, is it?
No, it's not your Paul Ince Terry Butcher. It's far more embarrassing than that. Not quite as cool.
It's more your older Ogden for those older listeners.
It is. Didn't think we'd get a Hilda Ogden reference into this game. I was waiting to see, but it's there. We've got it in. As Romania are in possession on the left, and Hadji gets his first touch, and in fact he's got a second touch. Ball breaks nicely for him. Lovely footwork from Hadji. Plays a little ball through, looking for the run from midfield of Razvan Marin. Doesn't quite get there. Good pace coming across from Ake from the left back position, and he clears out of play for a Romania throw-in on the left-hand side.
Well, that was brilliant by Hadji. Picks up the ball just on the left-hand touchline. Again, on down the left-hand side, he's very, very direct. Cuts inside. Dragos makes a great run. He plays it with the outside of his foot as Hadji just overhits the ball, but again, it shows forward thinking, forward intent from the Romanians, especially from those wide areas.
The Tricolori Romania fans swirling their scarves above their heads and bouncing as one. These are two of the loudest sets of supporters, I would say, in the competition. They have been pretty raucous so far. Throw in to the Netherlands in the right back spot, which Dumfries of Inter Milan goes across to take. 5 assists in qualifying for the right wing back. He's going to be ready to take this throw down the line, and the cameraman is right there next to him, just a few yards away. Down the line it goes, flicked on by Depay's headband. And Romania win possession inside the Dutch half, but it's going to be a throw to the Dutch on the right-hand side with the score at 0-0. We've played 8 minutes, 5 Live from the BBC.
They'll be pleased, the Romanians, the way that they've started this game. They showed a lot of intent, and again they're pressing high, and they've won the ball back on the right-hand side. Man in possession, really good press once again.
Romania playing down the right-hand side, and Van Dijk, poor first touch from him, but a good interception, but slightly heavy with the first touch, almost gives away the corner, and manages to just poke out his outside of his right foot and put it out for a throw-in right by the corner flag on the right-hand side, in front of their supporters. Romania, they take this throw inside the Dutch half. Stanchu right by the corner flag takes a touch off a Dutch player. They've got another throw-in on the right, and Sonic himself, Ratsiu, goes across to take it, plays it into the feet of the attacking Razvan Marin. They're still in possession here. Low cross in is headed away by the Netherlands, and then they complete a clearance up towards halfway, but Romania have got possession. First time left-footed high ball towards the corner. Running after it down the right-hand side is Man and Mogos, and they're still in possession here with Hadji with a little ball inside to Marin. Romania with some good possession inside the Dutch half. We weren't expecting this so early in the game, but They have had quite a lot of the ball, Romania, as a team that like to play without it, and they're in possession, running at the Dutch back line. And can they get hold of it with man? Some good defending from the Netherlands, but it's still not clear, and that's an underhit back pass, and Verbruggen has to sprint out and hack it into the crowd.
Really good start from Romania. You can hear by the crowd in the background. I don't think a lot of people expected this start. The Dutch certainly didn't. They're struggling to get any kind of good possession. They're playing the ball around at the back. The Romanians are on top of them, closing down quickly in the final third. And Ake, again, as we speak, in the left-back position, just hoists it forward downfield.
Depay on halfway, strong with his back to goal. They're keeping possession well here, the Dutch, and there's a little bit of space in the middle of the pitch here for Rinders. And Rinders plays the ball forward, looking for the run of Depay. Scouten manages to snake out a leg. That's a good little ball. Chance for Depay. Good save from the goalkeeper, Nitsa. And the offside flag was up, and it wouldn't have counted anyway. But that was a lovely move from the Netherlands, and Nitsa's got a problem with his left ankle.
Really sharp by Memphis Depay. Looks like he's just straight offside, just behind the Romanian back line. He's got his back to the line, he's through, edge of the 6-yard box. Goalkeeper comes rushing out, makes a really good decision, Nitsa, in the Romanian goal. Closes the angle down, right on top of Memphis Depay. As soon as Depay looks up, the goalkeeper's on top of him. And there's a coming together between his centre-half, Burka, and Depay. And the goalkeeper comes off worse, but really good goalkeeping by Nitsa.
Yeah, it was actually Burka, wasn't it, who crunched into his left ankle, but he is back on his feet. Florin Nitsa, the veteran, the 37-year-old, plays in Turkey. Of course, Moldovan is top keeper, has gone to Atletico, but hasn't played many games, Paul Robinson, so they've gone with the experience in goal. As a former keeper yourself, do you understand that one?
And that was the question before the tournament, wasn't it? When you look at Romania's first game, you wondered who would play in goal. But Nitsa's done really well this tournament, and with Moldovan not getting a lot of football this season at Atletico, the manager seems to have made the right call.
Romania in possession, floating about in midfield is Dragos, who's been pulled towards the halfway line. In possession at the back is Dragoshin of Spurs. Only 4 starts for Spurs under Ange Postecoglou this season. He's in possession again, lip of the centre circle inside his own half with his top knot. The bodyguard, he got nicknamed earlier on in his career, not because of his likeness to Kevin Costner, because of his physical attributes, let's just say. He's been likened actually to the Romanian Virgil van Dijk, and his pass is out of play, and it's a throw into the Netherlands in their right back spot. So Dumfries has the ball in hand. 12 minutes gone, Romania 0, Netherlands 0 on 5 Live, and Romania in possession in the right back spot with Rațiu, who plays it back to his goalkeeper, and Romania will build from the back. Again, it's not quite been the pattern that we expected so far. 14 meetings of these two at international level, obviously. 10 Dutch wins, 1 meeting in a major competition. That was 2-0 to the Netherlands at the 2008 Euros, and the last meeting was 2017, 3-0 to the Netherlands. And in fact, Memphis Depay scored in that one. It was the Advocaat's last game in charge, with Romania on halfway in possession. That's a nice little ball in behind. Chance here for Romania. Oh, it just got stuck on the heels there of Dragos, and Netherlands were able to clear away, but just for a moment there, Paul Robinson looked like he could be in behind.
That's such a good ball from the right back area. I think it was Rațiu who played the ball into Dragos, picked up a really good place just on the shoulder of Virgil van Dijk, but it was the ball by Rațiu that made it, put him in almost through one-on-one, but just got the ball stuck under his feet. But again, another show of intent.
Romania in possession, they might fancy one here, and they do. Left-footed over the crossbar from Mann, just wide, head in hands, Romanian fans. It just opened up for him, and he thought, running from the right wing on his left foot, just thought, you know what, I'm going to hit one here on my left foot, just outside the D. Not a bad strike.
We said the Romanians have got nothing to lose today, and they're playing like that. You know, from a Romanian point of view, from Idiorescu's point of view, he'll be absolutely delighted with the way that his team's gone about this. They've pressed high, they've dominated possession, and they've had a couple of opportunities.
Netherlands in possession on the halfway line. Dumfries, nice football this. Bergwijn's got some space down the right-hand side, looking to cross right-footed, sliding in with a brilliant challenge is Marius Marin of Pisa, smashes into him, and it's a throw-in for the Netherlands on the right-hand side. And there is a man down for the Dutch, and just receiving some treatment there is Bergwijn. And so we will nip to the tennis. Naomi Cavade's at Wimbledon.
No troubles for the 7-time champion in Novak Djokovic. Some issues coming into the tournament with a knee problem, but everything looking good today. It's a straight sets win for him.
Thank you, Naomi. Coverage continues on 5 Sports Extra from the BBC. And of course you can get this commentary via BBC iPlayer as well today. And a warm welcome to those of you watching on iPlayer, listening on BBC Sounds. We've got the Euros covered here on the BBC, 0-0 after 15 minutes of the game between Romania and the Netherlands, and they have started very well indeed. The Romanians, who beat Ukraine 3-0 in their opening group game in Munich, so they're comfortable in this stadium. And they lost 2-0 to Belgium, and then a 1-1 draw with Slovakia when both teams just needed a point. It was a better game than that suggests. And the ball is back with Verbruggen of Brighton, the 21-year-old, who rolls the ball out. It's a really nice pass actually up towards halfway, and Simons, the Dutch in blue, in possession. No look pass into the feet of Memphis Depay. 5 yards inside the Romanian half, they're in comfortable possession. It was Reinders with that no-look pass, and now down the right-hand side it's with Dumfries, and across goes Hadji doing some defending, and he says that was a goal kick, and the assistant on the near side disagrees, and it will be the Netherlands ball. Here comes the challenge, and Hadji definitely got the last touch in his hairnet, and it will be a corner for the Dutch from the right. Paul Robertson.
Yeah, really good defensive work there by Hadji, and that's the thing with this Romanian side. In Man and Hadji, they've got 2 wingers who will work both ways.
Depay with the corner. In it comes. Header going in from De Vrij, but there must have been a bit of pushing and shoving in there because the referee's given a free kick. Has he, or has he given another corner? Must have come off a Romanian head last. It did, and it will be another chance for Memphis Depay, the 30-year-old, to deliver. Left arm in the air. In it comes. Right-footed. Away swinger to the far post. Ake wins the first contact, but it's been kept in by Depay. It's going to loop harmlessly into the arms of Florin Nitsa for Romania, who will dispatch it quickly downfield, and he had to be alert to that. Back there did De Vrij, and the Dutch are in possession again near the halfway line with Ake and Reinders. Virgil van Dijk, who's come in for some criticism from Dutch football fans for not turning up so far at this tournament. As the ball's played diagonally, looking for the run of Simons, and he raises his arms into the air as he wins a corner for his side in front of that wall of orange, and it'll be a corner from the right-hand side for the Dutch.
Yeah, 17, 18 minutes into this game now. We're just seeing the Dutch just settle down, get themselves a little bit of possession, start putting a few possession moves together, winning a couple of corners, and it's the first time in this game that they've actually done that.
Depay, right-footed, doesn't beat the first man at the near post, but they have got possession back. Ake on the left-hand side of the penalty area, plays a first-time ball. Depay's got a chance to cross it. Brilliant block coming in from Romania. 0-0, 5 live. Scouten, Yerdy Scouten, 27, plays for PSV with a touch in midfield. And Simons, who's had a good start to this game so far, is in possession. They've had to go all the way back to Dumfries at right back, the 28-year-old from Inter. De Vrij, Reinders. Netherlands beat Poland 2-1 in their opening game, then a 0-0 draw with France, and actually compared to their last 2 results against France in qualifying, because they had them in the same qualifying group, that was a good result. Any draw with the French favourites, along with England for the tournament, of course, pre-tournament, is a good result. Here come them again, and it's a great strike, and it's in! And it's Dumfries, is it? No, it's Cody Gakpo. What a strike from Gakpo, cutting in on his right foot from the left, tight angle, fired it in, beat the keeper Nitsa at his near post, and the Dutch lead in Munich. Romania 0, Netherlands 1.
Brilliant finish by Cody Gakpo, cutting in from the left-hand side. We've seen him do it so often, gets his 3rd goal of the tournament. He's really wide, left-hand side, first touch, forward thinking, takes it down the line, cuts inside, and he fires in the shot what Nitsa should really do better with. All right-footed Cody Gakpo inside. Ratsiu hits the shot, beats Nitsa at his near post, 12-13 yards on the angle. Nitsa gives himself too much to do, leaves his near post wide open. Don't like it when I say goalkeepers get done at the near post, but that is the stereotypical goalkeeper getting done at his near post. Great strike by Gakpo, but Nitsa should really do better. Gakpo's third of the tournament.
3 goals in the tournament then for Gakpo. Got 2 hands to it, the goalkeeper, or 2 fingertips anyway. But it was just the strike was so fierce as Hadji at the other end puts in a right-footed shot, but he's off balance and he's furious with himself for it. He goes tamely wide of the keeper's right-hand post, and it will be a goal kick for the Netherlands, who lead Romania by 1-0 after 20 minutes on 5 Live.
Really good strike by Gakpo, and he's done that all tournament. You can see as soon as he picks the ball up on that left-hand side, his first thought is get out Ratsiu, attack the defender, cuts inside, gets that space, and as soon as he gets the defender opened up, hits it. And listen, the goalkeeper should do a lot better. He's positional sense to start with. He's given himself 2 or 3 yards to cover at the near post. He gets 2 hands on it, but all he can do is push it into the side netting. It's a really good strike by Gakpo, but the goalkeeper should do a lot better.
Had a really good World Cup, of course, in Qatar, Cody Gakpo, where he scored a few there as well, and he's back in the goals at this tournament. Good strike, forward, front foot thinking, as Paul Robinson said there, was the key to it. And they're coming forward again down the right with Dumfries. He's got to the byline, right-footed, chips it back across. It's a good ball, but there's no one there, and it's out for a corner for the Netherlands. And Ratsiu has to do some defending, and this is a good little spell for the Netherlands, who lead by 1-0.
You could just see them growing in confidence, couldn't you? They rode out the early storm by Romania. Romania's had that high press. They put them under a lot of pressure. And I think the Dutch were taken aback by it, taken surprised. They got a little bit of possession. They put a few moves together, won a few corners, and that goal come just at the right time for them. We're in the 22nd minute of the game now, and the Dutch seem to be sitting on top, and it's their fans that you can hear in the background.
It's going to be a right-footed away swinger from Depay again. Plenty of blue shirts in the penalty area. In it comes, near post, headed away and then hacked away by Hadji. High, but only 30 yards from goal, and the Netherlands have got possession back on the right-hand side now with Depay. Nice little 1-2 with Bergwijn. He's at the byline, but he's got company, and that's going to be a goal kick as he lets the ball roll out of play. Good defending from Romania, and you mentioned earlier on, Paul, it would be interesting to see what happens if there is an early-ish goal for the Netherlands, as we see that he hit it, Gakpo, at 121 kilometres per hour from 18 metres out. I haven't got a conversion tool to do that into yards and miles per hour, but he hit it pretty hard.
Yeah, it was a good strike, a really good strike. Doesn't match the fact that the goalkeeper should have done better with it. But again, it's what Gakpo does and what he's done so well in this tournament. And you just touched on there what Romania's plan B would be. I mean, at the moment, I don't think it'll be panic stations for them. I think they'll stick pretty much to the structure that they've got, and they'll try and stay in this game as long as they can. The worry for them is the way that the Dutch attack and the way that the quality that they've got from Gakpo, from Bergwijn, from Depay. Now it looks like they've settled.
Romania in possession. Hadji, 25 yards from goal. Nice little ball. Stanchu cuts it back. Big chance for Romania. Good challenge from Van Dijk and Ake combining. As running in there was Mann, and it's out for a goal kick, I think it is, or is it a corner for Romania? We'll wait and see. But that's the best move of the game we've seen so far from the Romanians, and Mann's effort goes wide.
Nathan Ake does really, really well there. Manchester City centre-half defending on his own penalty spot. It's Mann arriving late into the penalty box, and Ake doesn't really get a touch on it. He just kind of half puts Mann off. He gets a semi-block on it, and it's just his body strength where he pushes the Romanian midfielder out the way. Really good covering play by Ake, tucking in and around the 2 centre-halves.
Netherlands playing out from the back. 1-0 they lead on BBC Sounds as Depay brings the ball down on the halfway line. Dumfries on the right. Back to De Vrij. Schoten. Van Dijk. Bit of confidence now about the Netherlands in possession, certainly. You mentioned a stat, only been in the lead for, is it 12.5 minutes so far in this tournament?
Yeah, that's something that they'll be obviously looking to improve upon today. They certainly won't want to rescind their lead now. after getting in the lead this early in the game. But it's now, you're seeing what Romania are doing. They're sitting very deep. I mean, all the play at the moment, the Netherlands are dominating possession. Romania are sitting very deep, and they're actually allowing the Netherlands to have this possession in front of them. So it'll be interesting to see that how far into the game before they have to change.
Gakpo, the goal scorer, on the left wing. Back into the feet of Ake, midway inside the Romania half, left-hand side. His ponytail bouncing as he runs in his orange boots. The blonde hair, tall figure of Schouten plays the ball to the right to De Vrij, and now Dumfries with a right-footed cross into a dangerous area. Chance as Reinders strikes it, but it's come off a Romania player, and I think it's going to go out for a corner here. And at the moment, Romania are just struggling to get hold of the Netherlands in midfield here.
Such brave defending by Draggers in there. Reinders, the ball just sits up for him on the edge of the box, just sits up for Reinders perfectly to volley. Dragersin just goes and he stands there and he fronts him up. So often do we see defenders turn on the side, turn the back. Dragersin just stood in front of him and made a fantastic block. Conceded another corner, but that was going goalwards.
Corner from the left, in it comes. Good looking delivery, De Vrij free, but he's headed it into the side netting. What a chance that is. Will he come to rue that one? Stefan De Vrij, he won't get a better chance in the tournament. He's headed it down and into the side netting from only 6 yards out.
It's a great corner by Depay from that left-hand side. Right foot in swinging. De Vrij loses his marker, Burker at the back post. Burker gets drawn, sucked under the ball, doesn't know where De Vrij is. Free header 6 yards out on the angle. People on the far side of the stadium to us thought it was in because it hit the side net and it looked all the world it was going in. It was a free header and he should have done better.
Got to hit the target. From there, De Vrij, you would think he won the Serie A title, of course, with Inter this last season just gone. And the Romania manager, Edi Iordanescu, just having a chat there with Yanis Hagi as they're under the cosh again here. Romania, that's a good sliding challenge from Dragusin. We're starting to see some of what he could do for Spurs if he were selected more regularly in their starting lineup. He comes across and Depay ends up on his backside. It's a brilliantly timed challenge, and it had to be in the penalty area, Paul.
John, that's a fantastic challenge. I mean, it looks for all the world that Depay's in. He's on the shoulder and Dragusin's running from a distance, and you can see Dragusin, he just launches himself into a challenge from 3 or 4 yards, and he has to time it right. It's a fantastic challenge.
In comes the corner, right-footed for the Netherlands from Depay again. It's cleared away by Romania, but Netherlands have possession back in the centre circle, and they'll go all the way back to their goalkeeper here, Verbruggen. And he's just going to stand on the ball, and the whistles you can hear from the Romania supporters. 61% possession so far for the Netherlands, with 6 corners and 6 attempts at goal, as Bergwijn is fouled. And it will be a free kick on the right-hand side. It's near the corner flag. Dragus was back there defending, and it was a bit of a striker's challenge on Bergwijn. 1-0 to the Netherlands on BBC Sounds. 28 minutes of the game gone.
Gives you an idea of the shape, the way that the game's shaping up. That's Denis Dragus, that's the Romanian's number 9. He's back in the left-back position, chasing Steven Bergwijn. That's the dominance that the Netherlands have at the moment. They've got their goal, and they're really looking to exert the pressure. But the thing for me with the Netherlands now, they have to build on that.
Right-footed Depay delivers from the right-hand side, away swinger, headed away by Romania. Tidied up by Schouten back to the halfway line. And Netherlands in possession again, trying to build through the pitch, and their passing so far has been excellent. They've been able to get in down the sides, and it's Cody Gakpo's goal which separates the two sides on 5 Live. Cutting in from the left-hand side and firing past Nitsa at his near post, the 37-year-old. Got down, got 2 fingertips to it, but not enough to push it around the post. And through the middle goes Reinders. And that's a lovely ball out to the right. Dumfries is in loads of space into the penalty area. Right-footed, low cross, and blocked, and maybe should have done better and found another blue shirt, but it's a 7th corner for the Netherlands.
Yeah, the corner count's rising, and that's the areas that they're looking to capitalise with the 2 full-backs, especially Dumfries pushing on down that right-hand side. Reinders tucking in, Dumfries going outside him, and then they've got the likes of Gakpo and Bergwijn who are interchanging, swapping sides, and the Romanians can't live with the Dutch at the moment.
Another corner from the right-hand side. 5 Live from the BBC. Depay, right foot, cross, in it comes, headed away on the edge of the 6-yard box. Haven't won any of those first contacts yet, the Netherlands, of those 7 corners that have been swung in. Romania have dealt with them really well at the moment. At the moment, Romania focused on just trying to keep it at 1. This is one-way traffic at the moment, and we've had almost half an hour, and the Netherlands lead by a goal to 0. As Simons helps it back to his goalkeeper. For Bruggen, let's get an update from the tennis with Over's Jonathan Overend.
First set to Katie Boulter, the British #1, but only just. She won it 8 points to 6 on a tie-break against Tatiana Maria. The set lasting over an hour and 5 minutes, but after the slowest of slow starts, Boulter is off and running with the first set, with Jack Draper about to step out on centre court. John, commentary on 5 Sports Extra.
Here come the Netherlands, down the left-hand side, with Simons. He plays it inside, Gakpo. Nice football in midfield. It's with Reinders again. Lovely ball. Dumfries, slow cross. Oh, brilliant defending from Dragusin. Could have been an own goal easily, and he's managed to put it wide of his own left-hand post with a brilliant sliding interception.
For all his side's lack of possession and defending they're having to do, Dragusin's been absolutely outstanding so far. Great ball by Reinders, finds Dumfries, he just slides it across the 6-yard box. Again, you think the player stood there, he's got the easiest of tasks, empty net to tap it into, and then from nowhere, again, from distance, Dragusin, it's almost like a hop, skip and a jump, slides in from the edge of the box, times his challenge to perfection, and saves his team conceding another certain goal.
They don't look like scoring from any of these corners, which could be the kiss of death for Romania, as Memphis puts in another cross, and this time they do win the header, but Dragusin is fouled and is on the deck. And the German referee says, yep, I saw it, and it's a free kick for Romania on the edge of their own 6-yard box. It's the 8th corner, as it was a push in the back, I think, by Ake on Dragusin, as Van Dijk sort of won half a header in the penalty area. Good challenge. Dumfries has been good, the right wing back, but he's smashed into Mogos of Romania, who's really hurt himself here. He can't breathe. I think he's winded. He's waving his arm to the bench saying, I can't breathe, and pointing to his neck and his chest. That was crunching.
That's a horrible feeling, and I think you hope that that's just what it is. It's just winded, and there's 2 players that are just completely focused on the ball. It's Dumfries approaching from one angle and Mogos approaching from the other angle. There's just a coming together, and I think Mogos has taken one right under the ribcage. It really takes the wind out of your sails, and for that split second when you lose your breath, it's a horrible feeling, but it's looking like both players are okay.
Yeah, he's just getting some treatment at the moment, and he's down on the deck. He's just getting his breath back now. Let's get an update again from the tennis with Jonathan Overend at Wimbledon.
Yes, just while you wait to restart, John, a whole series of British players currently on court here at Wimbledon. Court 14, Paul Jubb has just lost from 2 sets up. He was playing the Brazilian Thiago Seyboth-Wilde, who's won 7-5 in the deciding set. But it's going much better for Jacob Fernley, the wild card from outside the world's top 500 just a couple of weeks ago, to leading his opening match at Wimbledon by 2 sets to love against Alejandro Moro Cañas of Spain.
Thanks, Jonathan. Well, the Dutch have done well in Munich in the past. 1988, the Euros final, their greatest ever day, where they beat the Soviet Union 2-0, was played in Munich. And also that famous Johan Cruyff final 1974 against West Germany, also in Munich. But they have lost their last 3 knockout games at the Euros, 04, 08 and 20. The last 3 knockout games, they have lost them. As Romania in possession just inside their own half with Dragusin as to be restarted. Looks like he's okay. Mogos, after getting winded, he's got his breath back.
Yeah, the game's taken an interesting shape since the Dutch have scored. I mean, we talked about how good Romania were at the start and how they had the high press, and they took not just us but the Netherlands by surprise the way that they played. They offered an attacking intent. But since they've gone 1-0 down, they've gone back to what we thought they would do. They've sat in that low defensive block, almost at the fear of losing another goal. They're playing themselves out of the game by being so defensive.
Yeah, that's a good description of what's happening as the Dutch come forward again. In comes across into the penalty area. Romania win the header, but it's chipped back in by Schoten. And now on the right-hand side, Romania have got possession, but there are 3 Dutch players around Dragos, and it's going to be a throw-in for the Netherlands, right-hand side. They are sitting very, very deep. There's so much room for Reinders, and, you know, 35 yards from the Romanian goal as Dumfries puts in another right-foot cross, and there to head away is Rațiu. And now with Van Dijk, the press isn't high enough, the block's too low.
That's exactly what it is. I mean, and when you've got players with the likes of Reinders and Schouten on the pitch and Simmons, you've got players that can unlock these defences. I mean, Romania are sitting so deep, they're almost in a back 5 with 4 in front.
Dumfries in again, but that's another brilliant sliding challenge, and they're being saved by these sliding challenges. This one from Marius Marin, the holding midfielder from Pisa, who gets it just right, but you can't keep doing that for the whole game. Dumfries getting in around the sides time and time again, the right back.
Well, he's working so hard, Marin, in that defensive midfield role for Romania. He's working side to side, and he's having to cover that back 4 so well.
They're getting ready to make a change here, Romania. They're going to bring on Bogdan Rakovičian. So, I don't know whether that's an injury or whether it's something else, but they're getting ready to make a change here. What do you think, Paul Robinson?
Yeah, it's an early change. It's number 22 sat there on the bench. We've just been able to see on our screens. It's the other side from us. It's Mogos, who was injured in that collision with Dumfries.
He's holding his head. He got a whack in the jaw as well.
He got a whack in the jaw. We're just getting a replay now on the monitors in front of us. He got a whack just under his ribcage in his head, and it's a risk that obviously they're not willing to take, or he's not able to continue. So they are going to have to make a change the next time that there's a break in play.
So playing with 10 at the moment. As Rakovičian gets ready to come on for Romania, so they are going to have to sit very deep for a moment while they ready this change. Playing in Poland at the moment, 24-year-old getting ready to come on, defender, really quite inexperienced. And they've made 2 appearances for the national side before this competition, with Banku, the left back, suspended. Mogos, the replacement, is bitten in at the deep end time as Gakpo gets in behind on the left-hand side, tries to cut it back looking for Bergwijn, but Romania win possession. Netherlands have got it back midway inside the Romania half. A few olays going around the fans in orange inside the Allianz Arena. Moving forward down the right-hand side is De Vrij, and now Dumfries on the right, challenging Romania to try and win the ball back with Dragos.
He was just trying to commit a foul just so the referee would stop a game, because his manager's desperate to get the substitution made.
Well, Depay has brought the ball down in the penalty area with his back to goal, just kind of came off his thighs, and Romania will manage to get hold of it. It was a good opportunity, that. First touch had been good there from Depay, back to goal, could have created something. It's a really well-timed run, and Ake put him in left-footed over the top. But Dragoshin did enough, and now we are going to see the substitution. So Mogos off, and Rakovičian has come on, and he's sitting on the bench, fully inked up, both arms with a blue ice pack on the top of his head, which is interesting because I didn't see an impact on the top of his head. I just saw his jaw and his chest, really, but that's where he's feeling the pains. He took a real whack.
He could be holding anything. He got whacked that hard. It could be anything from chest to head to wherever on his body. It was a real whack for him, wasn't it?
And he doesn't look like the type, Mogos, to go off the pitch easily, which is why it probably took so long. As Depay with lovely feet and lovely skill to the byline in the penalty area. Chance here maybe for the Netherlands. It's come to Reinders on his right foot, still twisting and turning, moments gone. Gets it to Simons, still in the penalty area, 2 around him, gets to the byline. Oh, lovely little reverse cross, and it's out for little Rabona cross, and it's out for a corner to the Netherlands again. I think this is their 9th.
Yeah, I mean, it's all the Netherlands at the moment. It's all hands to the pump for Romania. They're just desperate to get to half-time. They've lost the left-back Mogos there with an injury. They've had to make a change. The Netherlands are dominating possession, but it's a really key time in the game for the Netherlands as well. The Romanians will be desperate to get to half-time, but the Netherlands will want to build on this, because if Romania can stay in the game, this will be their game plan. Stay in the game as long as we can, break the game down into sections, but for the Dutch, they have to go on now and put this game to bed.
Corner from the left, in it comes from Simons. Keeper comes, punches, does well. Hadji completes a clearance up towards the halfway line. Jogging across to pick up the pieces for the Netherlands is Dumfries, under a little bit of pressure. Maybe now a chance for Romania to come out, because Verbruggen has got it in 30 yards from his own goal. He's played a long ball to the left-hand side, and they've won the first contact there, the Netherlands, and Ake is in possession, really high up the pitch. Simons has been impressive so far. He's got it on the left-hand touchline, up against the defender Ratsiu. Now Van Dijk on the halfway line. It's the best we've seen from the Dutch so far. In fact, we haven't seen many sides look this dominant, even the big sides, so far in the competition. As Bergwijn's in possession for the Dutch. It has been very good from the Dutch so far, and Romania have struggled to live with it. Lovely football again. Bergwijn, good football. De Vries, Dumfries on the right-hand side, puts in a low cross, headed away by Romania, held back in by the Netherlands. Depay's underneath it. Romania need to hook it away. Only partially cleared. In comes Van Dijk, who was fouled, but the referee says play on. And Simons has got it. Might think about a right foot shot 25 yards from goal. Now it's with Schoten. Into the feet of Bergwijn. He's got Dumfries on the right-hand side again, level with the 18-yard box. Big Netherlands pressure at the end of the half. 5 minutes to half-time. Netherlands leading 1-0 against Romania on 5 Live. Dumfries into Depay in the penalty area. Under hit 1-2, and De Vries couldn't get there, and Romania clear out of play. And this is about as dominant as we've seen so far in the knockout stages, Paul.
Yeah, I've got to agree, John. It's a really good point that you make. I mean, we saw Spain dominate Georgia 4-1 eventually after going 1 down. Germany, okay, they got the job done against Denmark, but as a performance, as a whole in the first half, after the first 5 minutes you thought, oh, Romania have come to play, they've come to have a go. But you give the Dutch the credit, they've played themselves into the game, they've dominated possession, they've created chances, they've had corners, and they've looked really dangerous.
And Dumfries has been the player that has caused so many of the problems. They look pretty shattered, some of these players for Romania at the moment, as Burka puts the ball out of play for yet another Netherlands corner. It's their 10th corner. If you're going to have one criticism, they've not looked very threatening from any of these.
Well, no, the delivery's been awful. Apart bar one where De Vries got a free header from a Depay corner on the left-hand side, an in-swinger. The delivery hasn't been great. I mean, they've got some great headers of the ball in there, in De Vries, in Van Dijk, in Ake as well. You look at the quality that they've got in there, the delivery has to be better, and he's wasted another one. I mean, he's gone to strike that. It's Memphis Depay on the right-hand side. They're all in there expecting an outswinger. Depay stands up to the ball and he strikes it as though he's trying to ping, like zing it across the 6-yard box, gets it all wrong outside of his foot, and it just goes over the bar. 10 corners and not a chance created from any of them, really.
Well, I think he's thought, do you know what, I've probably taken 7 from this side and they've all been right-footed away swingers. I'm going to try something different, and as you said, he just got it horribly wrong with the outside of his right foot, and it went past the goalkeeper's right-hand post and out for a goal kick to Romania, and gave them some breathing space with 2 and a bit minutes until half-time, plus added time at the end of the first half. Romania leading 1-0 on BBC Sounds and 5 Lives. The voice of Paul Robinson, former England goalkeeper, alongside me here. And Van Dijk in possession for the Netherlands. 10 yards inside his own half, with the luminous yellow armband on and pink and white boots, hair tied up. De Vries into Depay, and now Depay again. Nice play down the right. Dumfries has been the main threat down the right-hand side with some defending to do, and De Vries is in, and a big chance here. Here's Simons on his right foot and puts it wide, near the penalty spot. Should score, really. He just delayed too long, and the substitute made a mistake, Rakovitsian, and says sorry to his teammates, and that could have been 2-0 right before half-time. And
it should have been 2-0. Rakovitsian gets it all wrong. He's trying to seal the ball out of play just as the 18-yard box meets the byline. Dumfries shows what he's been all about in this first half, closes it down, wins the ball, and he keeps it in, and he puts the ball across the 6-yard box to Simons. He should hit it first time. He doesn't. He tries to have a touch, and in that point it gives Dragusin time to close the ball down. Then he tries to have another touch, and he just gets muscled out of it. But it's a fantastic opportunity to put his team 2-0 up.
No idea why he's not hit that first time. It's on his right foot. He's on the penalty spot. He's got no one around him. The ball is beautifully laid into him. This pitch isn't like the one we saw in Frankfurt. It's very, very good. He just needed to put his right foot through it and keep his right knee over the ball.
It's
Well, I'd have done him five-a-side anyway, Paul.
I think that's going to be the nucleus of Ronald Koeman's half-time team talk. He'll be so pleased with the way that his team have approached this game, the chances that they've created, but it's moments like that they have to capitalise on. As I've said, the longer this Romanian team can stay in the game at 1-0, they pose a threat. The Dutch have been so dominant, they've been so good, it would be criminal of them not to go on and score more and win this game the way that they're playing at the moment.
And the Romanians are going to have to work out how they stop Dumfries overlapping down the right-hand side, the Dutch right back, because most attacks have come through him so far in this game.
It's every time, isn't it? It's Reinders in midfield, tucking in, giving him the space to go in behind, and it's Mogos, the left full-back of Romania, who's been substituted. That's an area that they've been forced into a substitution because of injury, and the cohesion, maybe the dialogue between the players isn't quite there. So for Iordanescu, the manager, it's very, very important that he gets them in at half-time. He restructures his team and gets a message onto his team, especially to stop Dumfries down the right-hand side, because as you say, John, he's getting in at will at the moment.
Yeah, we've got a replacement playing at the moment at left back, who's going to have to try and deal with Dumfries in the second half. We're going to have 3 added minutes at the end of the first half. Netherlands leading by 1-0 on 5 Live. They look pretty happy so far, but as it's only 1, we know Romania have got goals in them. They've scored 16 in qualifying and only conceded 5. And here's one of their danger men, Hadji, plays it to Dragos. Dragos on his right foot, maybe with a chance to shoot, and he does shoot, and it's straight at Verbruggen. And he puts his head in his hands because he got half a sighter there and put an effort on target, but it was just right down the goalkeeper's throat. His positioning was fantastic. Wasteful
possession by Van Dijk there. The Dutch were in no trouble whatsoever. Van Dijk tries to lift it over Hadji, one of the Romanian players, just to his centre-half partner, De Vrij. Gets it all wrong. All of a sudden, Romania have possession and get a shot on target, and that's what the manager will be wanting to guard against. Lapses in concentration, lapses in possessional, keeping hold of possession, and then giving the opposition opportunities like that completely against the run of play.
90 seconds of added time remaining. Romania pushing. It's the first time they've been in the Netherlands half in quite some time, as the header goes back to the goalkeeper, as Ratsiu, the right back, is right up there, the 26-year-old from Rayo Vallecano, attacking. He's got some pace as well. Second fastest player in La Liga last season, just behind Vinicius Jr. 22.1 miles an hour top speed. How did you used to get on in the beat test and stuff pre-season, Paul?
I was a goalkeeper, wasn't I? I'd do everything I could not to do it, and then just made sure that I beat at least one person if I could. That's what goalkeepers do.
And usually that would be one of the other goalkeepers, would it?
Well, if you can beat one of the other 3 goalkeepers and an outfielder, that was winning at life, yeah.
Romania in possession on halfway. They're coming towards the end of the 3 minutes. They've switched the play. Now here's Hadji. Have they got one more chance at the end of this first half? Hadji, low cross, defended, corner. It was De Vrij who put the ball out. Corner right at the end of the half for Romania to try and get what would be an unlikely equaliser.
These opportunities are going to be few and far between the way that the game's panning out. So for Romania now to give themselves an opportunity to get back into this game completely against the run of play just before half-time. This is about concentration now for the Netherlands and seeing it out to half-time.
Hadji with the hairnet is going to take it. Left-footed. Big deep breath. Up he comes. Little steps. Left-footed away swinging corner. Headed away by Van Dijk. Picked up by Hadji. He puts in a right-footed cross this time. Plenty of yellow in the middle. But up for the header and down and clutching his face is the defender, and Burker can't keep it in, and it's going to be a Netherlands throw by the corner flag, and we reckon that'll be about it, Paul.
Yeah, decent defending there by the Netherlands. As you can hear there, the half-time whistle just going in the background, seeing out the last 2 corners of the game. And they're going to have to, it's about concentration for the Dutch now. They've played so well in this first half. They've only got 1 goal to the name. It's about concentration, not conceding, and building on what they've got.
Cody Gakpo's 3rd goal of the tournament, a fierce strike at the near post with Nitsa beaten despite getting 2 fingertips to it from around about 20 yards out, separates the 2 sides. They've been so dominant, the Dutch, and they lead Romania by 1-0 at half-time in Munich.
John Akers and Paul Robinson bringing us the commentary of that game between Romania and Netherlands. Paul, this is exactly what Romania didn't want. A Netherlands side that took so much confidence from that goal, and they've just had pretty much all of the ball since then.
Yeah, it's been an interesting game plan from the Romanians because they started so well. They surprised everybody with the high press, with Dragus, Stanciu, Marin, Hadji, all pressing from the front. Actually pressing that high, they were pushing on the Netherlands goalkeeper Verbruggen when he was in possession, and they caused the Netherlands back four problems when they were in possession. But then the Netherlands grew into the game, they kept possession, they created a lot of chances, and they got themselves a few corners in a row. All of a sudden the goal came, and then Romania did what we expected them to do from the first whistle. They retreated, they played very, very deep, they sat in a low block and allowed the Netherlands to have possession. So since the Netherlands scored, it was almost a fear from Romania that they didn't want to concede again. So they didn't employ that high press. They hardly left their own half. The Netherlands dominated ever since that they scored, and as John said in commentary, it's one of the best performances that we've seen domination-wise from a team in this tournament.
Dumfries is having a good time down the right-hand side for the Netherlands, but it's helped as well by the fact that Romania's first-choice left-back is suspended for this game.
Yeah, he's been very good as Dumfries down the right-hand side for the Dutch. The left-back, Bancu, is suspended. Mogos, his replacement, who came on today, obviously he got winded, he got a head injury, so he's gone off. Now Rakovitsin, so we've basically got a third-choice left-back at the moment for Romania. So for the manager, it's important to get his team in, get the instructions across at half-time, and he's got to deal with that problem of Dumfries down the right-hand side, because Rinders is tucking in, Gakpo and Bergwijn are interchanging, and De Vries is finding so much space. And with the quality that they've got in the midfield, the Dutch, they're able to find him, and the crosses coming in from that side, whether it's resulting in opportunities, corners, they're causing a real problem down that right-hand side of the Dutch.
Paul, thanks very much for now. Paul Robinson and John Akers watching all the action between Romania and the Netherlands. Netherlands 1-0 up at half-time. Second half commentary to come, and we'll also check in on day 2 at Wimbledon after the BBC News with Dan Maudsley.
The voice of the UK.
And the home of the Euros and the general election 2024.
This is BBC Radio 5 Live.
Good evening. The former nurse Lucy Letby has been found guilty of the attempted murder of a baby girl at the Countess of Chester Hospital. Letby, who was convicted last year of the murder of 7 babies and the attempted murder of 6 others, was found guilty at a retrial. Speaking outside Manchester Crown Court, senior Crown prosecutor Nicola Wynne-Williams said Letby was a cold-blooded, calculated killer.
Our case involved direct evidence from the doctor who walked into the nursery to find a very premature baby desaturating, with Letby standing by, taking no action to help or to raise the alarm. She deliberately dislodged the breathing tube in an attempt to kill her.
More than 100 people have been killed in a crush at a religious gathering in northern India. Many of the victims are women and children. Officials in the state of Uttar Pradesh say thousands had gathered for a Hindu prayer meeting. On the penultimate day of general election campaigning, Rishi Sunak has denied that he's given up on victory and warned about the dangers of a Labour supermajority. Sir Keir Starmer has said that if people want change, they should vote Labour. Our correspondent, Ellie Price, says during a BBC interview, Sir Keir revealed he'd be continuing a controversial Tory policy.
Sir Keir said in all likelihood Labour would need to continue the early release of prisoners because of overcrowding in jails. Now, this was a policy that was introduced by the Tories last October, where some less serious offenders could be released up to 18 days early, and then that was extended to 70 days early in May.
Reform UK says it strongly disagrees with one of its London candidates who said that the vast majority of those standing for the party are racist, misogynistic and bigoted. Georgie David has suspended her campaign and endorsed the Conservatives. 3 Leicestershire police officers are being investigated over how they dealt with alleged assaults by Valdo Calacane the month before he went on to kill 2 students and a school caretaker in Nottingham last year. The police watchdog says 2 constables and a sergeant have been told they're under investigation for potential misconduct. Joe Black reports.
In June last year, Valdo Calacane carried out a series of attacks in Nottingham city centre. He stabbed and killed 19-year-old students Barnaby Webber and Grace O'Malley Kumar and 65-year-old caretaker Ian Coates. He was sentenced to an indefinite hospital order for 3 counts of manslaughter and another 3 of attempted murder. In May 2023, the month before those attacks, it's claimed Calacane assaulted 2 colleagues at an industrial estate in Kegworth in Leicestershire.
And prosecutors in New York have agreed to delay the sentencing of the former US President Donald Trump on charges stemming from hush money paid to a porn star. He was found guilty in May. He had been due to be sentenced next week. Yesterday, the US Supreme Court ruled that presidents are immune from prosecution for official acts.
A look at your travel, and the M18 is blocked in South Yorkshire. It's on the southbound side between 4 at Westmoor and 3 at St Catherine's. A vehicle caught fire a while ago and the queues have been backing up to the M180 at junction 5. The M90 and 5 heading south 3 to 2. Horbeath to Petrevey, looking slow because of an accident which has been moved off the road now. The M42 has 2 lanes closed in the West Midlands, northbound at Solihull at junction 5. It's backing up to junction 4 at Shirley. The M11 southbound looking slow, 9 at Saffron Walden. It's all the way back to 10 at Duxford now. There was an object which is gone. A45 near the A14 at junction 13 for Thrapston. The police have been dealing with an incident which means they've closed the road off from the A14 at junction 13 towards Raunds. And the M25, so long delays towards the Dartford Tunnel from 3 at the M20, the Swanley interchange. Orna Merchant, 5 Live Travel.
BBC Radio 5 Live.
We're putting you at the heart of the general election.
Interested to hear what the party's policy would be re childcare.
Really hope that whoever gets into power is going to look after this earth.
And on Friday, we'll dissect the results of the election, finding out what it could mean for you and the future of politics in the UK.
They need to put their money where their mouth is.
It's education, NHS.
Just like to have politicians that act for the people, not for their pockets.
BBC Radio 5 Live.
The voice of the UK.
Listen on BBC Sounds.
This is 5 Live Sports
with Kelly Kitts.
Euro 2024 Deutschland.
Live commentary of 2 matches from Euro 24 this evening. The second half from Munich coming up, where Romania currently trail the Netherlands by 1-0 at half-time. And in Leipzig later on this evening, 8 o'clock kickoff for Austria against Turkey. The winner of those games will play each other in the quarterfinals of the tournament. We're going to head to the All England Club now for day 2 of Wimbledon. Jack Draper is currently on centre court. Jonathan Overend is watching. How's he getting on, Overs?
Hi, Kelly. Brits everywhere. You look around the grounds at the All England Club at the moment, but on centre stage, as you say, is the new British number 1, Jack Draper, seated at a Grand Slam for the first time. He's just started his opening match against Elias Ymer from Sweden. It's 1 game all, and actually both games have gone against the serve. Draper broke to 15, then had a 40-15 in his service game, inexplicably played a through-the-leg shot just down the centre of the court. It was a bit bizarre, and it threw him because he didn't win another point in the game. So we're level at 1 game all, first set, early stages.
Thank you very much for that. Another Brit in action now. Katie Boulter on court 3, 1 set up. She's looking to set up a second round match with fellow Brit Harriet Dart, just to pick on in exactly the theme that Overs was building, which is there are Brits everywhere, Abigail Johnson.
There are indeed, and she's done well to keep this going the way she has, Katie Boulter, because it took 1 hour and 5 minutes to clinch the opening set. She was a break down. She won at 8-6 in the tiebreak, and it's very back and forth at the beginning of the second set with 2022 semi-finalist Tatiana Maria. I've got Naomi Brody alongside me. I mean, Naomi, for Boulter's first match at the Wimbledon as a seeded player, as she saves breakpoint with an ace out wide, not the nicest matchup for her to date.
It's not. Tatiana Maria, one of the most experienced players on the tour, 36, 37 years of age now. And her game is tricky. She plays almost every single shot, both from the forehand and the backhand as a slice, as she plays another one there to return Katie Boulter's serve. And it's therefore completely on the racket of the Brit to try and stay aggressive as she has just done there. You can hear from the crowd, whenever it is the Brit that wins the point, they are firmly behind her. And she tries to just squeak her way further out ahead in this second set.
You're pretty healthily packed here at the number 3 court. Hopes strong for an all-British clash in round 2. Boulter with the serving advantage in the second set, having taken the first.
Abigail, thank you, and thank you to Naomi as well. Now, Jack Draper, who we heard about earlier on from Jonathan Overend, is only on centre court today because Andy Murray announced this morning that he won't be participating in the men's singles at Wimbledon this year. He will only be playing in the doubles alongside his brother, Jamie. Here he is speaking about his decision with BBC Scotland's Brian McLaughlin.
Andy, a hugely disappointing day for you, I'm sure. When did you finally make the decision that it wasn't to be?
I decided this morning. I slept on it. I told my team, and my family that I didn't think I was going to play just based on how I felt yesterday. Actually, I practiced pretty well and I was playing pretty good. I just wasn't happy with how my leg was feeling, and I wanted to sleep on it and make sure that I was happy with the decision, and also to give myself a chance when I woke up this morning to see if it felt much better. So I ran around a bit at home this morning when I got up, and just wasn't where I wanted it to be, unfortunately, and it's probably a few days too soon, but I worked extremely hard to at least give myself a chance to play, and it was the right decision.
Yeah, you've given it everything, haven't you, to try and get there, and it just wasn't to be. I mean, just 10 days ago you were undergoing a back operation. To actually get to the stage you've got, it has been quite phenomenal.
Yeah, I mean, look, I think that's the thing, is obviously it is extremely disappointing that I wasn't able to play, but at the same time, where I'm at 10 days after the operation in comparison to where I was sort of told I would be and what my expectations were is, it's incredible, really. So obviously practice with my brother today and look forward to playing the doubles on Thursday.
Yeah, how comfortable are you about going out there on Thursday in terms of being as fit as you can be?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, it wasn't like it was a clear-cut decision on the singles. I was, obviously thought long and hard about it, and I practiced, like I said, a few sets of singles and did well in those practices, and certainly wasn't moving as I would like, but I was still able to be really competitive, and it was just whether or not I was comfortable going out there and maybe not feeling like I was able to give my 100%.
Has it sunk in yet that that's it for singles for you here at Wimbledon?
Sunk in, yeah.
That was Andy Murray, who also went on to say that he does still plan to play at the Olympics in what will be his last tournament. And you can listen to a new 3-episode Sporting Giants series on BBC Sounds right now. It looks back on the career of Andy Murray from the day he won Wimbledon to winning an Olympic gold to topping the world rankings. It's all covered in there. And Annabelle Croft joins us now from Wimbledon. Annabelle, look, he only had surgery 10 days ago. It was almost more in hope than expectation that we thought we might see Andy Murray playing singles at Wimbledon, but it's not the swan song that he or anybody else would hope for.
No, not at all. And you can hear the disappointment in his voice. And, I just think the last couple of years have not really been the way he's wanted it to be. I mean, the fact that he's had to play out there on the tour with a metal hip is quite unbelievable in itself. The fact that he was even attempting to try to come back after surgery so, such a short time ago is extraordinary. But it just tells you the will of the man and his passion for the sport and how desperate he was to get out here on centre court, the scene of his greatest triumphs. His 2 Wimbledon titles, the Olympics here as well. It's just been an extraordinary career, and I just think it's so sad to hear him so kind of downbeat about the way that this is kind of panning out, really. It seems quite cruel, to be honest, but the heart is willing, obviously, but the body has just not been helpful to him.
No, and hopefully there is an opportunity for him to play in the doubles, which he is still planning to do alongside his brother Jamie. Major headline, Annabelle, today in the ladies' singles was a huge upset.
Oh my goodness, that was extraordinary. I mean, we didn't know too much about Jessica Buzas Manero from Spain, ranked 83 in the world, no titles, just 21 years of age. She'd only played 2 slams before and never won a match. But here she was out on the biggest centre court in the world, taking on the defending champion, who was absolutely shackled with sort of nerves, pressure, expectation and fear. And it was painful viewing, to be honest with you. Marketa Vondrousova, who had done so well last year to beat Ons Jabeur, who herself was racked with nerves, that final last year. But it was a total role reversal. And it was her that really couldn't bring her best tennis. I mean, she was hitting balls in the halfway up the net. She couldn't serve in the very first game. She served 3 double faults. So it was, it was difficult to watch, but what a performance from her opponent today. First win over top 10. First win in everything, actually, out on centre court. It was amazing.
And Annabelle, I know you're alongside Jonathan Overend there. And Jonathan, it's been such a busy day at Wimbledon today. It's been so, even for day 2. Novak Djokovic has been in action, but there's stories everywhere.
Yes, Djokovic looked good, just testing out that right knee, but straight set his opening victory today. The 6th seed Andrei Rublev is out, though, beaten in 4 sets by Francisco Comisana. While of those other Brits currently on court, Henry Searle has won the first set 6-3 against Marcus Giron, and Jacob Fernley leads Alejandro Moro Cañas by 2 sets to love, and it's a tight 3rd set tiebreak in which Fernley has had match points.
Jonathan Overend and Annabelle Croft, thank you very much. Remember, coverage of Wimbledon continues on Sports Extra right now. We're going to head back to the big game that's taking place in Euro 24 at the moment. It's Romania against Netherlands from Munich. So much to get through in Wimbledon that it's already underway, taking you through the second half. Paul Robinson and John Akers.
Thank you, Kelly. Yeah, we're just underway as Mann puts in a deep left-footed cross, which the Dutch goalkeeper Verbruggen takes comfortably. The Netherlands leading by a 1-0. Liverpool's Cody Gakpo with the goal, cutting in on his right foot from the left, as we've seen him do so many times before, and firing in at the near post. Nietzsche, when he sees it back, the goalkeeper will think, how did I get 2 fingertips to it and not push it round the post? 3rd goal of the tournament for Gakpo. Dominant display from the Netherlands in the first half, but can they produce it again? Can Romania get a bit higher up the pitch and press them like they did in the first 10 minutes? They're doing that at the start of the second half, but a through ball from Romania is out of play, and it's going to be a goal kick to the Netherlands, which Verbruggen will take as Ronald Koeman comes to the edge of his technical area. The Dutch manager in his 2nd spell in charge, the 61-year-old. Of course, Barcelona came for him and he left, and then they sacked him, and a year later he came back. Won the Nations League in his first spell with the Netherlands, and they're in possession of the right-back position. That's a strong, thumping challenge that's gone in, and both players have hurt themselves. De Vrij has hurt himself, and there's a Romanian player down on the deck as well, Paul Robinson.
Yeah, just waiting to watch that, John. That's one of them challenges where both have given 150% and just waiting to see who's crunched who. They've both gone down, not feigning injury, but trying to avoid the referee's attention so they don't get booked. But I think they're both up on the feet now. It's a free kick to Romania in a really dangerous position, just on the right-hand edge, level with the right-hand edge of the Dutch box, 15 yards up into the half. Real good opportunity early on in the second half to put a dangerous ball into the penalty box.
And we've had a change at half-time. Daniel Marlin of Dortmund has come on, and off goes Bergwijn, formerly of Tottenham, as Romania take this free kick from the left. In it comes! Keeper comes. It looked like it was going to be a flicked header, but they didn't make contact, Romania, and gets 2 hands to it. Not the most convincing, but got enough on it to get it away, and it's going to be a throw into Romania.
He gets so lucky there, does Verbruggen. I mean, he's come through a crowd of players, but he ends up punching that at chest height. And I mean, when a goalkeeper punches it at chest out, you know that he's got the ball flight wrong. It's come over a crowd of players, and he's very, very lucky that nobody's got a touch on that just in front of him. Because as I say, he's punched it at chest height. Anybody who times the jump in front of him, he's in trouble.
Well, I'm just watching the replay, and Borger perhaps should score. It's a lovely height for him, as you've just mentioned, and he just kind of turns his head away from the ball, the centre-back, and it flies past him. With Al Oqdoud in Saudi Arabia, 31-year-old, with a really good chance for Romania at the start of this second half, and that's a foul on Reinders, and it's going to be a free kick for the Netherlands, 10 yards inside their own half, leading by a 1-0. Qualified as a 3rd placed qualifier, the best 3rd placed qualifier in Group D, behind Austria and France. But so far, this is, you'd argue, their best performance so far. But Romania, with it just at 1-0, still very much in the game. And already you can see in the second half that they're further up the pitch, Romania, because they let the Netherlands have it far too easily in their own half in the first half. So now they're going to try and play round it. Van Dijk's in possession, the Dutch captain. And now Reinders, this is a nice run. He's surging into the Romania half. He's still going, 25 yards out, hits the shot and it's blocked, but they just let him run and run. Reinders there through the middle for the Netherlands, and they're in possession on halfway. Paul Robinson.
Well, what a run that was by Reinders. That could have been goal of the tournament right there, and then took it from inside his own half.
Simmons has got loads of room. Gakpo on the left. He dinks it back across. Header from Simmons again, but it's the substitute, Donyell Marlin, who got the header in, but didn't get anything on it. It's a heroic block. Ooh, could this be a penalty?
I think we've just seen the referee waving away the claims because that the VAR checks over. It's Rakovitsen, the substitute, who's come on at left back.
So the block, he's dived full length, low, and it's hit the outside of his elbow, the substitute. And I'm not sure about that. Waved away immediately.
That's literally the epitome of putting your body on the line, isn't it? I mean, he was literally in last chance saloon. He threw himself in front of Reinders just as he was about to pull the trigger and hit his shot, and it was going on target. I mean, it was a fantastic block, but as you say, it's hit the back of his upper arm, the back of his elbow. But I mean, it was almost, I wouldn't say a Superman dive, it was like a pencil dive, wasn't it, with the arm by his side?
It was tucked in, wasn't it? It was tucked in. But if it hadn't hit his elbow, would it have hit his body or would it have gone underneath him? I guess they've had a look, they've decided it wasn't a clear and obvious error.
It was brave, it was very brave.
It was very brave by the defender, Felix Vaja, and the VAR, Bastian Dankert, said no, and Romania have a free kick. And it's midway inside the Netherlands half. It's on the left-hand side. It's about 7 or 8 yards in from the left-hand touchline. And they've got a chance to cross into the penalty area here at Romania. Trailing by a goal to nil, 6 minutes into the second half on BBC Sounds. They've brought all the big players forward from the back, and it's drifted into the far post. And Ake wins a free header, and that will frustrate the Romanian coach Iordanescu. Nice first touch. They've got possession with Man on the right-hand side, who lays it back to Ratsiu. Romania in a bit of possession now with the Spurs defender Dragashin, 22-year-old. Netherlands have won it back. Schouten plays the ball forward. PSV Eindhoven holding midfielder towards Depay in his headband, and it's out of play for Netherlands throw on the left-hand side. And the Netherlands lead on 5 live.
Much better start to the second half again from Romania. The way that they started the first half, they're set a lot higher up the pitch. Yes, they're allowing the Dutch possession, but they're not allowing them to come as far as they did into their half before without setting the trap. They're set higher up and they're looking to press them.
29% possession versus Ukraine in their 3-0 win. 27.5 possession against Switzerland in their 2-2 draw, Romania. They are used to not having the ball and getting results. Qualified without losing a game in a group with Switzerland, who England play in the quarter-finals next. They are certainly no mugs. And despite all the Netherlands attacking possession and all the chances they've had, it's still only 1-0, and they will still be vulnerable to this Romania team. Ake's in possession for the Netherlands now, and now with Schouten in the centre circle. On the right, gets it to De Vrij, and now Reinders. And Ake into the feet of the substitute, Marlin. Forward down the right, Dumfries gets in, Marlin with an effort, falls to Depay, off the line, still bobbling around, and the goalkeeper falls on it, and Ratsiu punches the air like it's a goal. Nitsa fell on the ball, but another big chance goes begging for the Netherlands.
Really good opportunity for the Netherlands, both Depay and Marlin, who's just come on, comes from the right-hand side again. It's Dumfries who cuts the ball back. Marlin doesn't quite get the clear strike, comes off his shin, and it falls to Depay in the middle of the 6-yard box, and then it's ping-pong. I mean, it hits about 3 or 4 Romanian defenders, falls aimlessly and helplessly in the Romanian goalkeeper's arms. But 2 really good opportunities for the Netherlands. Memphis Depay and Donny Marlin both should have scored, both should have done better. And as you said, John, the longer this game goes, the longer it remains 1-0, the more danger the Romanians have.
Well, how well did Ratsiu do with the block, the blue-haired defender? And then how well did the substitute Rakovitsen do in clearing it off the line acrobatically? Depay must have thought he'd scored just a few yards out. But Ratsiu snaked out his left boot and got the block in, and Netherlands are back in possession again. Reinders under pressure from the striker Dragos, and back towards halfway it goes. Netherlands in possession, lip of the centre circle inside the Romania half. Big high ball, crossfield to the left-hand side to Simons, who stands up his defender, gets it back to Ake, who's well forward. Now it's with Gakpo, corner of the penalty area, right-hand side, puts in a cross, player goes down. Dumfries, who thinks he's been fouled there, and he's got his head in his hands, puts his arms out to the side and says that was a penalty surely, but the referee is having absolutely none of it, and it's a goal kick to Romania.
It's that man Dumfries again. He gets on the wrong side of Hadji, and Hadji just puts his arms out and does make contact with Dumfries' arm, but Dumfries gets his jump wrong. He times it wrong. He misjudges the flight of the ball, and when he gets under it, he knows that he can't jump for a header. He makes a big meal of that. There's no way it's a penalty.
Definitely gets hold of his arm, Hadji. Whether it's enough to stop him taking off, that is another thing, because Dumfries is a big old unit, and Hadji, well, isn't.
His defensive frailties have been there for us to see today. I mean, as good as Ian as Hadji is going forward, and the threat that he offers going forward, that's where Dumfries has had all his joy today, and we spoke about it at half-time. That left-hand side for Romania really has been a problem, obviously with a third-choice defender playing at left-back, and Hadji in front not really offering that much cover.
Yeah, spent most of last season on loan at Alaves. The 25-year-old, Hadji on loan from Rangers. The ball's out of play for a Romania throw after an overhit pass towards Cody Gakpo, the goal scorer. Scored the only goal of the game so far. At the moment, Netherlands going through. 56 minutes of the game gone. On 5 Live from the BBC. Netherlands in possession. Reinders. He's going to hit one right-footed, but he's dragged it wide of the goalkeeper's right-hand post. Just opened up for him there again, Reinders, and it's going to be a goal kick.
He's played well tonight as Reinders. I think he's been at the heart of everything that the Dutch have done, and he's been the one that's controlled the tempo of the possession and the tempo of the moves that they have. It's quite easy when they've got the amount of possession that they have to go backwards, sideways, and we've seen that with England just retain possession, but Reinders has been the one that's increased the forward play.
Well, here's Mann for Romania, 30 yards from goal, running from right to left, but it's a really good little interception from Schouten, Yerdy Schouten for the Netherlands. There's now Simons, crossfield ball, lovely first touch by Marlon. Marlon into the penalty area, low ball, takes a deflection, should have done much better, Marlon. He had all the time in the world, and his ball into the penalty area was easily dealt with, and it's another corner for the Netherlands.
It's the left-back area. I mean, Rakovic, who's come on, there's nobody there, literally nobody. The two centre-halves turn round, crossfield ball for the Dutch to Marlon. On the right-hand side, the two centre-halves, Berker and Dragusin, look for the left-back. He's not there. Marlon's got a free run into the box, and as he comes into the box, it's Depay and Gakpo. Both of them check the run, when actually Marlon lays the ball across the 6-yard box. He doesn't look up, but the Dutch get another corner.
Corner then for the Dutch again. In it comes, and it's a great downward header from Van Dijk, and it's hit the outside of the post. So close to a second goal, but it still won't come for the Dutch.
So simple. Another corner from the Dutch. A decent delivery this time. We've talked about how poor the quality from set plays have been from delivery from the Dutch, but that time it's perfect. It's so easy. Van Dijk doesn't have to do anything. There's no movement, there's no run. He's got a free header 6 yards from goal. See him now with his head in his hands. He knows that he should do better. It's a free header for a man of his quality, 6 yards from goal. Does everything right, heads it down, just doesn't hit the target, hits the outside of the post. Another chance goes begging.
He doesn't do a lot wrong, Virgil van Dijk, but he just sees it bounce down and then up and then onto the outside of Nietzsche's post, and the Netherlands coming forward again. Flares going off amongst the Romania fans behind the goal. Depay, lovely 1-2, Gakpo again, and this time he doesn't find a way past Nietzsche's near post, and the 37-year-old bowls it out quickly, but again they cut Romania open. Paul Robinson. Yeah,
that time it was a really good near post save by Nietzsche. Depay and Gakpo combining really well, really good 1-2 at speed. Gakpo picks it up on the rise, hits it, and the goalkeeper makes a decent save.
Here are Romania attacking. Dragos with the shot, but it hits the legs of De Vrij, and it's out for a throw-in for Romania, so they're right up the other end with an effort at goal. It's a good game, this.
This is what we said, John, isn't it? I mean, we're into knockout football now. This is why this stage of the tournament's so good. 2 games a day, and both teams now have got to go for it. It's a game that they know they've got to win. So Romania have got no option but to go and try and get a goal, which is what's making, hopefully now, we're going to have a really entertaining last 30 minutes plus injury time.
And the ball comes off Ake, and it's a corner for Romania, who trail by 1-0 on 5 Live from the BBC and BBC Sounds, and you can choose our commentary on iPlayer as well. Over on Sports Extra, we've got the tennis at the moment, as here are Romania. Short corner, Hadji with a low cross, cleared away again, this time by Dumfries, and it's out for a corner for Romania again from the right-hand side. Decided to go short last time, stretching, kind of put it out with his thigh/groin in the end.
It was a decent ball in, yeah. Hadji played a decent ball in. Dumfries got himself in a really good position to cut off the near post, but the ball's at such a height he really didn't know what part of his body to use. It was his right thigh in the end.
In comes the corner again. This time it's a free header clear for Virgil van Dijk, and it's gone out for a Romania throw midway inside the Netherlands half on the right-hand side. 1-0 to the Netherlands. At the moment they're going through to face Austria or Turkey in the quarter-finals on Saturday. They're in possession with Stanciu here, the captain. Romania scored that brilliant goal against Ukraine as it's chipped forward down the left-hand side, looking for the run of Denis Draguš, but it's out of play from the Netherlands. A throw-in to Romania. On the left, midway inside the Netherlands half. The defender wipes his hands on his shirt. Just doesn't know where to throw this, to be honest, and ends up throwing it straight at the head of Schouten, who says thanks very much, but they've won possession back. Little back heel there from the centre-back. You don't see many of those. It was Walker. Now on the halfway line, Romania have got it all in yellow. It's their fans at the moment, you can hear in the background, willing their side on. Hadji in the hairnet, left foot cross, got a bang on the head. He's got blood coming from his head. Man tries a little reverse pass looking for the run of Ratsiu of Rayo Vallecano, but it's been intercepted, and away come the Dutch now over the halfway line. It's with the goal scorer, it's with Liverpool's Gakpo. He's got it on his right foot, strikes it, and the keeper has to make a save. Low down to his right-hand side, Fietsa, but again, it's a terrific run and shot from Gakpo.
Well, when are the Romanians going to learn? They're back off and back off. They did it earlier with Reinders, allowed him to run 3/4 the length of the pitch. They've done it again with Cody Gakpo. He picks the ball up basically on the edge of his own 18-yard box, makes his way downfield unchallenged all the way to 25 yards out, unleashes a shot, and again we could have seen the goal of the tournament. Really good run, really good shot, and a decent save by Nitsa in goal.
Terrific from Nitsa, low down to his right. It's his birthday tomorrow. In comes another corner for Depay, whips it in right-footed, takes a flick off a Romanian head, but finds its way to Schouten, who puts it in right-footed, takes a flick, big shot, goal! Is the flag gone up? It hasn't, it's Gakpo again! 4 for the tournament, he's the leading scorer in the Euros, and he might well have just put his team into the quarter-finals. Cody Gakpo of Liverpool, they're checking for offside, but as it stands, Romania 0, Netherlands 2.
All the Dutch players celebrating, but half an eye on the big screen. Everybody's waiting for this VAR review. The Romanian players are thinking it's offside. It's Ake that wins the header. It's a corner on this left-hand side initially from Depay. Ball breaks to the far side to Schouten, who lifts it back in. It's Ake's flick on at the near post, and Gakpo does look just offside. Looking now to see if it hits Marlon in front of him. Gakpo stood in front of the goalkeeper. It's an initial flick on from Ake. At first glance there, I think it's offside.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. So the check is ongoing here. They've been pretty quick so far at these European Championships, these offside semi-automated checks, so we will wait and see.
I think they'll just be checking because it was a flick on at the near post by Nathan Ake, or it looked like it was a flick on, just the contact. I think we might have the snickometer on Nathan Ake's head at the moment, just making sure that there was an initial touch, because if it did come off Ake at the near post, I think he may well be off.
Did it catch a rogue braid? Yes, it did. Offside, no goal is the decision. Gakpo is denied. It did flick off Ake, and he was the wrong side of the defender. It was clear. So Romania live to fight another day, and they have possession with Stanchu running down the left, tries a high crossfield ball. Man is trying to get on the end of it, but it's gone over his head, and it's out for a goal kick to the Netherlands, who lead by a goal to nil.
Yeah, it's another decision that VAR have got right, and they've got it right quickly. That wasn't one that was really close, was it? I think on initial viewing there was a real suspicion that it was offside, but as soon as you saw the replay it was quite clear, and the referee and the fourth official, they got that right very, very quickly.
Virgil van Dijk at the back for the Netherlands, strokes it out towards Reinders, and the Netherlands in possession with Marlen, the substitute, on at half-time for Bergwijn. Reinders again inside the centre circle, jogging up towards the halfway line, checks, comes back inside, and the Netherlands just happy to keep the ball at close quarters at the moment. They've got it on halfway with De Vrij. They feel like they might need a second goal in this game. 25 minutes plus added time. Here's Simons, plays it out onto the left-hand side. Here's Gakpo, who's been excellent, checks onto his right foot, plays it back across, and that's his first misstep of the whole game, and the classic commentator's curse as he gives possession away. But Netherlands have won it back with Marlen. And now Reinders, 35 yards from goal, back to Van Dijk in the centre circle. Netherlands all in blue with the orange trims, keeping possession. The march to the stadium is quite something, and well worth watching on the BBC News website and app at the moment if you haven't seen it. The bounce of 40,000 marching to the stadium in the orange flares, and everyone in orange is just, it's absolutely terrific. A real sight to behold as they march through Munich a little earlier on. And the Romanian fans, well, they make a bit of noise as well, let's be honest. As Netherlands in comfortable possession. Reaction to this match, as well as a special interview with the England goalkeeper trainer Tom Heaton, is going to be on the Football Daily podcast. Listen and subscribe, BBC Sounds, as Romania have got possession in the right back spot with Ratsiu, clears down the line. Netherlands have got it back with Gakpo on the left-hand side. He looks super, doesn't he, Gakpo, I've got to say.
Does, doesn't he? I mean, he's played really, really well today, and as you said at half-time, John, I think the whole Dutch team have, but he's been a real key part of that. He's playing out on this left-hand side. His first thought is to be very direct and straight at goal.
Simons is direct and straight at goal and makes a run and is fouled, and it's going to be a yellow card for Romania's Razvan Marin, central midfielder. So Marin goes into the book for a foul, and this is a really dangerous position, Paul Robinson here.
Yeah, it's a free kick in a really dangerous position. Marin's done well today in that holding defensive midfield role for Romania. Nothing else he could do, just mistimes this challenge, and this is a perfect distance. It's one of those, quite often we commentate and we try and give the vision to the listeners of what it is, whether it's we say, oh, this is too close to get it up and over, or it's too far, you don't fancy him having a shot. This is the perfect range for somebody like Depay, somebody like Reinders, to get the ball up and down over the wall. It's a really dangerous opportunity for the Dutch. It looks like it's Depay.
Memphis Depay in the headband with the number 10 in goal, right-footed, 25 yards low and just wide. Oh, wow, that's a coat of paint wide of the goalkeeper's right-hand post, and it'll be a goal kick to Romania, and he's on the floor with his head in the grass, thinking, how on earth did that not go in? It's so close.
That is the exact reason that the draft excluder was brought in. The Romanian wall looks so big, it looks tall, and as soon as Depay approaches the wall in unison jump. Depay's clever enough to see the wall jump. He smashes the ball underneath the wall, tries to do the goalkeeper at the near post, and he misses, as you say, almost just catches the outside of the post. But a free kick like that is the exact reason that the draft excluder was brought in. The Romanians didn't have one.
Scouten and Ake are coming off, and Veerman and Van der Ven are on for the Netherlands. So they've made the change, leading 1-0. If there's one position I think I could do a job at, it would be as a draft excluder, Paul Robinson. If there were special teams in football, I would be special teams draft excluder.
But a bit like the NFL, where you bring on your defence and your offence, and the kicker, you'd just be draft excluder.
I could do that.
It could be a highly paid job in the future going forward.
Well, that's what I'm hoping for. I'm hoping for that. That's why I've got an agent trying to put it out there. Special teams draft excluders, rolling subs. It's the future. As Romania clear away towards the halfway line, and we'll get an update from the tennis. Let's go to Jonathan Overend.
All happening with so many British players on the courts around the grounds. Not good news for Jack Draper on centre court. He led by a break in the opening set but lost it 6-3 to Elias Ymer of Sweden. 1 game all in the second. While better news for Katie Bolter, who's now just a game away from the second round on court 3. Won the first set and leads Tatiana Maria 6-5 in the second.
Thank you, Jonathan. 1-0 the Netherlands lead on 5 Live and BBC Sounds. 20 minutes plus added time remaining. We're just seeing a replay, and it's just his left leg that is offside. Gakpo, there's not a lot in it because the defender's left foot was quite close to him for that goal he put into the roof of the net from close range. Just flicked off Ake's head, but if it had come off Hadji's head, he was right next to him, the goal would have stood, because he wasn't offside from the initial ball into the penalty area. But that's just saved the Romanians, and who knows, they'll get a chance. Paul Robinson, if it stays like this, stays 1 goal in it, they'll get a chance. And as we've seen in the tournament so far, they can take them, because that's a high, long cross-field ball, and a brilliant ball to Man. Good first touch as well. 3 in the penalty area here for Romania, if they can provide a cross. It's the blue hair of Ratsu down the right-hand side. Man puts in a left foot cross. Loads of room here on the far side, but it's a poor first touch. Coming forward, the left-back, Rakovitsian, and the ball over the top for Depay. And it's going to be a free kick for Romania.
Yeah, we're entering the last 20 minutes of normal time now, and this is the point that the Dutch didn't want to get to without getting that second goal. As I said, from the Romanians' point of view, the longer that they can stay in this game and the longer that they can be only 1-0 down, they give themselves a chance. So they're now coming into the area of the game where the manager is beneath us now making 3 substitutions with the intention of obviously freshening things up, but with an attacking intent. We're entering the last 20 minutes and they've now got to go for it because we're in knockout football. This is what makes this round of 16 so good.
Triple change for Romania. Dragos, Hadji off, Marin off, Marius Marin that is, and on come Alibek, George Puskás, who Reading fans will know very well, and Mihailia, all on for Romania. Triple change. So fresh legs on the pitch. Romania coming forward through the middle, trying to find the run of Dennis Alibek, who's gone to play right up the top. And I wonder if we'll see a bit of a change of formation here. Chicoldo has also come on as well for Romania in that triple change, and he will play, it looks like, just in behind Alibek. But attacking changes, no doubt. Mihailia also on, as here comes Gakpo, little back heel, here's Simons can't get it out from under his feet. Good challenge. Gakpo back heel, chance here for the Netherlands, put it wide. It was a good chance, but wide from Tarnavanu, from Veerman on as a substitute with his right foot, puts it wide of the goalkeeper's left-hand post. Big chance for the Netherlands. Update from the tennis, Jonathan Overend.
Katie Bolter, the British #1, is through. 2 very tight sets. It was a difficult opening match, but she won them both 7-6, 7-5. Katie Bolter beating Tatiana Maria.
Thank you, Jonathan. Romania in possession, deep in their own half. 17 minutes plus added time remaining. Romania 0, Netherlands 1 in the last 16 of the European Championships from Germany. In Munich, and it's an overhead pass, and it's gone out. Dragoshin couldn't keep it in, and it's going to be a throw-in which will be taken in their own time by the Netherlands on the left-hand side. Do they need another goal? They've brought the fresh legs on now, so Van der Ven, Veerman, Marlen, all on. They've made 4 substitutions now. Romania, they were forced into one when Mogos went off earlier on. But Rakovitsian had to come on to replace him at left back. As Netherlands hoist a high ball over the halfway line, and the offside flag's gone up, and it's going to be a free kick for Romania. Midway inside their own half, and now Alibek is on for Hadji, Mihailia on for Dragos, and Chicoldo is on for Marius Marin. Gakpo's goal in the 20th minute separates the two sides. 5 Live from the BBC. Of course, we're going to bring you live commentary a little later as well. The winners of this one, of course, go on to play the game that we have for you later here on 5 Live. We'll bring you all the action, of course, right here. Looking forward to that one a little bit later on. Austria-Turkey. Which way do you see that one going, Paul Robinson? Austria versus Turkey later, the 8 o'clock kick-off. Austria have been so good in the tournament so far.
Well, I've been really impressed with the Austrians and Ralf Rangnick as well. I think obviously got a lot of points to prove, and I think before this tournament you saw him get offered the Bayern Munich job, and I just thought to myself at that point, and you look at the Austrian team and you do your prep before the tournament, and he thinks he's sat on something a little bit special with them, and as a unit and as a team I think he fancies the chances of going deep into this tournament.
Netherlands in possession. Lip of the centre circle inside the Romanian half. 15 minutes plus added time remaining. Simons, now Gakpo into the penalty area on the left, puts in a dinked cross, headed away by Romania, but only as far as Reinders. Reinders turns away from his man and tries to play in down the right hand side. Dumfries, who chips back across, chance for Depay over the crossbar, is it? No, he's headed it straight up in the air, and the referee has spotted an infringement, and it will be a free kick for Romania in their own 6-yard box.
Just got under it there, Depay, didn't it? It was a really good dinked ball back into the box. Dragusin does well, and Depay jumps a little bit too early, and it's Dragusin in front of him, puts him off, gets his head to the ball and manages to get a clearance. And Gakpo wrestling with Ratsiu at the far post. Gakpo's gone down, and he's just awaiting treatment. Just watching the replay now, yeah. Depay just gets up that little bit too early, mistimes his jump, gives Dragusin the opportunity to take the ball off his head.
And Dragusin did just enough, didn't he? Gakpo wasn't injured. I think he was playing for time there a little bit. There'll be some tired legs now. Still only 1 goal in it. The Netherlands have dominated the possession. They've dominated the chances in the game. But Romania still very much in it, obviously at 1-0, and they've brought on some attacking players. Looking to go into uncharted territory, Romania, into a quarter-final of the Euros for the very first time. And the Netherlands looking to win in Munich, as they did in 1988. Gullit, Van Basten, and that terrific spell they had for the club under Ronald Koeman, the manager.
We've said so many times that they've dominated this game. They really have. They've had the lion's share of the possession, the opportunities, but they've just not capitalised. Seeing a yellow card now for Dumfries in the right back position, not taking the throw in quick enough. So they're obviously wanting to see this game out. This is an area of the game that they didn't want to get into. Romania, you've got to give them a lot of credit. They've been outplayed, outpassed, outchanced, as we've seen the whole game. But what they've done is, you said so many times, John, they're a good team without the ball, which sounds a little bit silly, but when you see how structured they are, how well organised they are, how defensively strong they are, they've got to this point in the game. We're entering the 79th minute of the game soon, and they're still only 1-0 down when they could have folded.
I know all about that. I commentated on Stoke City for 9 years, Robbo, so I know about being good without the ball. Romania in possession. That's a good interception from De Vrij. He made it look really easy, the Dutch centre-back, but it wasn't. And it's all the way back with Verbruggen in the Dutch goal. Can they keep up this press, Romania? 12 minutes plus added time remaining on 5 Live on BBC Sounds, as here is a little bit of room for Simons running through the middle. Depay now in the penalty area, left-hand side, puts in a little cross, hacked away, and it comes off. I think it was Simons, and it's gone behind for a goal kick. But that could have been an extraordinary goal from Simons. He would have known nothing about it.
Well, that could have been the luckiest goal of the tournament. Memphis Depay initially does really well down the left-hand side. His shot's blocked. And then I think it's one of the centre defenders that comes in, I think it's Barker, comes in to clear the ball. Simons just goes to press him. And as he clears the ball, it hits Simons and narrowly goes wide of Nitz's post. That could have been one very, very fortunate goal.
Is a shot off target, I think, on the stats, whether it's a deliberate attempt at goal they're looking at. 4 efforts on target, including that one from Gakpo, of course, which was the goal on 20 minutes at the near post. 10 off target, 68% possession, the Netherlands. Their XG is 1.77. So suggesting that they might well have had a second one so far in the game. There's going to be a throw in here for Romania on the left-hand side, midway inside the Dutch half. Just over 10 minutes to go plus added time on 5 Live. We'll keep you up to date with everything that's going on at Wimbledon, but if you're looking for uninterrupted commentary and coverage there from our brilliant team there in SW19, it's on 5 Sports Extra. In comes the cross from the left from Romania, headed away, picked up by Marlin. Lovely feet for him, from the Dutchman, and he's still going, surging into the Romania half. He's 25 yards from goal, offloads it here for Gakpo, strikes it, comes off the legs of a defender, another brilliant block, balloons over the crossbar. It was Marin with the block, who with that yellow card, by the way, will miss the quarter-final if Romania are to make it through, and it's another corner for the Dutch.
Really good play by Marlin, but it's such a poor pass at the end. He just goes to lay it off to Gakpo, the outside of his right boot. He's done all the hard work, Marlin. He creates himself space, he makes his run, and he's got Gakpo outside him, who with a decent touch would be through one-on-one to hit the shot the goalkeeper. Marlin, it's just a lazy pass with the outside of his right foot. It almost stops Gakpo in his tracks. He has to stop, push the ball in front of him, and the chance is gone.
13th corner of the game. Memphis Depay, left arm in the air, right-footed, in-swinger, headed away by Dragoshin of Spurs. And it's a good bit of distance on it as well. And can Romania break here? Down the left-hand side, away they go with Mihalia, but a high foot has been given by the referee, Felix Vaya, and it will be a free kick and a yellow card for Stanchu, and he can't believe it, Paul Robinson.
No, I think it's Dumfries there. It's Alibek. Oh, I'll tell you what, Dumfries has made a lot of that again. We've seen him do that in the penalty box. But Alibek gets to the ball a yard ahead of Dumfries. Dumfries goes to the ground, clutching his face and head like he's been caught. And he clearly hasn't. We'll watch it on the replay. The Romanians were away there. There was a real good counter-attack, and it's very, very clever by Dumfries. But it's Alibek who gets to the ball at least a yard. And Dumfries has played the referee. He's played the referee a blinder there. He's got his opposite number booked, and he's won his team a free kick and stopped what could have been a really dangerous counter-attack.
Well, if you're a Romanian fan listening to this or watching it on BBC iPlayer, you are going to be up off your sofa and saying all sorts at the referee there, because he has been clever, but high feet was the decision. He's gone down clutching his face, as Paul Robinson said, and it was nowhere near making contact with his face, and it was about waist high, his foot. So the referee, the officials have been very good in this game so far. Get one wrong, and we're going to see Weghorst come on for the Netherlands, who's been a super sub for them, scored their winner against Poland in the opening game, and the referee says get on with it. He's not ready to come on yet. Throw in for the Netherlands, deep in Romanian territory on the left-hand side. Depay. Oh, he's done really well here. Gakpo into the penalty area, still going towards the byline goal. Netherlands are through, surely, and it's Marlin, the substitute, who's come on. It's brilliant work again from Liverpool's Cody Gakpo. He's scored one, he's set one up, and with 7 minutes plus added time to go, surely he's put Netherlands in the quarter-finals. Romania 0, Netherlands 2.
Well, that's the goal that does it for the Dutch, and it's nothing more than they deserve. It's Marlin who came on at half-time as a substitute, but again it's Cody Gakpo down this left-hand side. We've spoken all game about how good that Ratio and Dragozin have been there. The ball's down the left-hand side, and it's kind of running across the dead ball line. It's Depay who wins the ball first. He lifts it over his man. Gakpo wins it, takes on Dragozin, goes to the dead ball line. Looks like Dragozin's done enough. Actually, Gakpo stays on his feet, does brilliantly well. The ball just runs along the dead ball line. He gets the other side of Dragozin. Dragozin can't touch him. Gakpo flicks it back to Marlin with the outside of his right boot. And Marlin has the simplest task from 2 yards out. And for Dragozin, for as good as he's been, he just needs to put it out of play. He doesn't want to give away a corner. But not wanting to give away a corner, he's allowed Cody Gakpo to nick in round the back of him, outside of his right boot, and give Donny Marlin the simplest of tasks. 2-0 the Dutch. It's the Netherlands going through.
It is absolutely brilliant from Cody Gakpo. It looked like a lost cause. It looked for all the world, as Paul said, that it was going to go out for a goal kick to Romania, but he just kept going. His balance was superb. and then his awareness to chop it back with the outside of his right foot. The run was perfect from Marlon, who didn't give up on it, playing in the centre forward area, and he just finished right foot first time, 3 yards out. Thank you very much. And Weghorst is on, and they have it all to do now, Romania. And here's Marlon on the right for the Netherlands, whips it back across, loads of space here for Memphis Depay on his right foot, shoots over the crossbar. Big chance for Depay, hands on hips, and that really would have sealed it.
Looking ragged now, Romania in possession. The goalkeeper gives it away straight to Marlon, the goal scorer, lifts it to the far post to Depay, and that's really taken the wind out of the Romanian sails now. This late on in the game, the second goal, it's really deflated the defence. But going back to the goal, what Gakpo done? Gakpo's just been substituted. It's Weghorst that's come on for Gakpo, but his balance and poise down that dead ball line. Dragusin thinks he's done enough. He thinks the ball's running out of play, and he's actually lent into Gakpo, and he thinks that he's pushed him away from the ball. Gakpo stays on his feet, gets it back into play. He's been brilliant today as Cody Gakpo.
And here they go again, the Dutch, who have looked very good in this game. The criticism would be that they've not quite been clinical enough. But in Cody Gakpo, they have a striker on form at the moment. We know all about their defensive capabilities. When you can bring on Mickey van de Ven as a substitute, is in possession now and goes down. When you can bring him on as a substitute, you've got Ake, De Vrij, Van Dijk. Dumfries has been excellent in this game on the overlap on the right-hand side. You don't have to start well, and this may be some encouragement for England. You don't have to have a good group stage to suddenly come alive at some point and for it to click in a tournament. As Dumfries goes away down the right-hand side again for the Dutch, checks back on his left foot, and he's going to decide to keep it here rather than put a cross into the penalty area. But Weghorst is in there waiting. It is some encouragement because it can just start clicking for you.
Do you want that big bunch of straws to have a clutch at again, John?
Listen.
Yeah, but they've been good today, haven't they? The Netherlands. They came into the tournament in good form, and as one of the outsiders, started off well against Poland. They got the draw against France, disappointed against Austria. But yeah, they've got the players there. Defensively, they're solid. It was going forward where the question was, but Gakpo's the one in this tournament that stood up, and he's carried the can for the goal scoring. He's got 3 now. He's had 1 disallowed. So he looks a real threat coming in off this left-hand side.
Just let me have the Netherlands playing well as a good sign for England, will you? Come on.
OK, but the Netherlands will have to play England if England are to get through. And they both continue to play well. So yeah, I mean, this is the side of the draw where everyone says it's favourable for England, but the way that the Netherlands have played today, with Austria on that side of the draw as well, and by the way, that's presuming that England get past Switzerland. It may not be that easy.
Sorry about that, England fans, but I imagine a lot of you feeling the same way. Let's hope they give us a bit of surprise if you are an England supporter, of course, as Romania are in possession. Get one back now, they got a chance. It's the Dutch fans who are bouncing up and down in orange like corks on the sea. They are absolutely thrilled with their side's performance in this result. There'll be some party in Munich tonight. There'll be a few in the beer halls and the beer gardens. They'll be partying in the English garden. The stanchu is going to come off for Romania. They've all put a real shift in. Olaru is going to come on. They've all put such a shift in, this Romanian team. And it could have been different. Their game plan was to sit deep, to try and press high if they can, but it's been in midfield where the Netherlands have just had the quality to be able to play round them and round the sides of them, and that's where they've had their real joy. In Gakpo, they've had someone who's scored one and set one up and looked really good.
And that's the area before the game where we looked at the Romanian team and we saw the 5 in midfield and the Dutch playing a 4-3-3. We said that the Dutch could potentially get overpowered in that midfield area, and it certainly hasn't been the case because of the work that Gakpo and Bergwijn and in the second half Marlon have done. That 3-man midfield that the Dutch have had out of possession has become a 5 with the work that the forward-thinking attacking players have done. Just seeing that goal again, Gakpo's done absolutely brilliant around the back of Dragusin. Just to stay on his feet and keep the ball in play was incredible.
Yeah, there's just a sign there for Liverpool fans of what he is capable of. If he's got confidence and he can get a run in the team, as The Netherlands are attacking again down the left-hand side, and that's great pace from Van de Ven. Low cross, and almost on the end of it, Weghorst, who slaps his hands together because he's frustrated that his right toe didn't get on the end of that low cross. A minute to go, plus added time, and a free kick for Romania, right on the halfway line, on the right-hand side, and a chance to get some bodies forward and maybe, just maybe, put the Dutch under some pressure. They haven't managed it so far really in the game for any sustained period, Romania. They're in possession now, in the centre of the pitch, with Marin, who's not going to play in the quarter-final should they do some miraculous two late goals. As a young fan just encroached onto the pitch here, and that's the whistles you can hear in the background, but it's been dealt with very quickly by the stewards who've come onto the pitch. We are about to find out how much added time we have left at the end of the game. It's 4 minutes added time. The Netherlands leading by 2-0 on 5 Live. Football Daily, Rugby Union Daily away from the Euros. England's rugby team, huge first test over in New Zealand this Saturday. Our Rugby Union Weekly podcast has now gone daily through the test tour. It's really good. Chris Jones, Hugo Monnier, Chris Ashton, Danny Kerr, the Rugby Union Daily, alongside the Football Daily with behind-the-scenes stuff from the Euros, like that interview with Tom Heaton, the goalkeeper trainer who we were talking about a little bit earlier on, which sounds like a brilliant gig. He said he preferred to be playing, but I imagine really enjoying himself in that England camp as the ball's all the way through to the Romanian goalkeeper. We've got 3 minutes of the 4 added remaining. It's a nice little job that. Nice lad Tom Heaton as well, Paul.
He's a great lad. I spent my time with him at Burnley, and it'll be a very, very interesting listen on the pod. And it's an interesting one that Gareth's taken a training goalkeeper. I've not seen that before or heard that in the squads that I've been in before. Obviously you take 3 in your squad, and that's mandatory. When the squads are announced, you have to take a mandatory 3 goalkeepers. But then you can understand the sense in taking an extra one. But I tell you what, it's a thankless task training every week with no end reward.
Daley Blind is on for Memphis Depay, who put a real shift in. You mentioned some of his stats in terms of distance covered, and he put another shift in for his country today. Didn't quite fall for him in attacking areas, Memphis Depay. Maybe should have been on the score sheet. But they've got a late corner here, Romania. It came on off Dumfries, and he doesn't believe it did. He's been given a yellow card, by the way, in this half. We missed that one a little bit earlier on. He's the only player to have picked up a yellow in this half. And it's going to be a corner for Romania, and you just never know. 2 minutes of the 4 added remaining on 5 Live. In it comes right-footed. The the referee has spotted some pushing and shoving in the penalty area, so it's going to have to be retaken as Dragusin is there with his arms on the shoulders of his centre-back teammate, Borka. The referee just wants to check there's no more shirt pulling, pushing, shoving. There are 7 yellow shirts in the penalty area. In it comes high to the far post. Free header, downward header 1. They're going to have to put it straight back in here. It's Marin. In comes the cross. Headed up in the air by Van Dijk. Falls on the edge of the penalty area. Oh, and Simons manages to get a good toe in. And away goes Marlon down the left-hand side. Marlon running at the 18-yard box on the left. Comes back inside. Brilliant from Marlon! And that wraps it up. What a performance from the Dutch! They have beaten Romania by 3-0. They're into the quarter-finals against Turkey or Austria, and they announce themselves to Euro 2024 in some style. Marlin with 2, Gakpo with 1, Romania 0, Netherlands 3, and the Romanians are out.
Yeah, welcome to the tournament, the Dutch. Stand up and take note, everybody. Look at the performance, look at the quality, and that goal is just the icing on the cake. Brilliant from Marlon. Complete counter-attack. The Romanians have committed so many bodies forward for the corner. They were at last chance saloon. The ball was thrown into the box. Dutch win back possession, and then it's all about Marlon from 20 yards inside his own half. Takes the ball with his pace. He's running completely unchallenged. By the time the Romanians get to him, all he's got to do is cut inside, opens up for him, gives the goalkeeper the eyes, closes his foot, And actually, as we're looking at now at the replay, there's a random pair of trainers that somebody's thrown from the crowd in the 18-yard box. The goalkeeper's had to kick a right sketcher out the way before he makes an attempt at saving this. You have to pick this up. You have to watch this on your TV screens later. As good as that was by Marlon, look at the two pairs of trainers in the goalkeeper's 6-yard box before he strikes it. But what a performance from the Dutch. What a finish by Marlon. Harsh on the Romanians. They've been good. They've been resilient. But the Dutch completely outclassed them today.
A third goal for Romania into the for the Netherlands into the quarter-finals. The white trainer on the pitch looked like a mitre trainer.
Was it a mitre? Well, there was two. I've never seen that before.
Can't be a mitre trainer, surely.
I've had things thrown at me before. I've had golf balls and coins, but never a pair of trainers, John.
There goes the final whistle. It's all over in Munich. And it's the Netherlands who go through by 3-0. 2 goals in the second half from substitute Marlon to go with Cody Gakpo's in the 20th minute of the game. All smiles for Ronald Koeman, who shakes hands with his Romanian counterpart. And disappointment for Romania, who've worked so hard. Their players, some of them in tears, look absolutely out on their feet. They've put in such a shift, but they've come up, Paul Robinson, against a team who've just found some form at the right time, it seems.
Talk about teams growing into tournaments, performances just waiting to click, and that's what happened for the Dutch today. There was a time in the game where it could have been a little bit nervy if Romania would have put a little bit more pressure on them. The 1-0 scoreline didn't reflect the game at half-time. It could have quite easily been 2 or 3 the way that the Dutch played, but as the second half progressed, the Romanians offered very little. But in Reinders in midfield, in Schouten, the depth that they've got, Marlon came on at half-time. The Dutch look good today, both in and out of possession. Romania never really caused the Netherlands any problems. Verbruggen in goal had a very, very comfortable evening. The back four of Dumfries, De Vrij, Van Dijk and Ake, they look very comfortable, very solid, and it was a really good all-round performance. That's one for others in the tournament to stand up and take note. Excellent from the Dutch.
They're into the quarter-finals of a European Championship for the first time since 2008. Finished Romania 0. The Netherlands 3, Kelly.
Thank you so much for that. John Akers and Paul Robinson bringing you commentary of the Netherlands 3-0 victory over Romania, which was an incredibly solid performance from them. And suddenly, Paul, they look like the team that everybody thought they might be in the build-up to these championships.
Yeah, absolutely right, Kelly. On paper, they've got a very good squad. There's a lot of names in there that we recognise. And you look at the quality of their squad and the quality of their bench, the players that have come off the bench. There was a lot of cohesion there today. Defensively, they looked solid. They never really looked troubled. They looked in complete control. And in Reinders in midfield, they've got somebody who controls the speed of possession, which is really important to have. We see these teams so many times, like Romania, will sit with a low block, and teams like the Netherlands will find it difficult to break them down. But in Reinders, you've got somebody whose first thought, he's in midfield, his first thought is forward. How quickly can I turn the turnover of possession into attack? How quickly can I get the ball in behind the opposition's defence? And to have somebody like that is priceless when you're playing against a team with a low block. They've got a lot of quality, the Dutch, and it all came together today. They're celebrating in front of us now, in front of this orange wall of fans, and all of a sudden there's a lot of confidence that you could see grow into that team through the game, and the supporters as well.
Paul, hopefully we're going to get a chance to talk to you again, because I really want to ask you about that first goal for the Netherlands and the goalkeeping, from a goalkeeping point of view, from Romania. But if we don't get a chance to do that, then I'm sure it'll be on the Football Daily and you'll be able to listen back to it. In the meantime, we're going to head back to Wimbledon and get an update with Jonathan Overend.
Yes, the British number 1, Jack Draper, seeded 28, seeded at a slam for the first time, rising star of the game, looking much more himself in the second set of his opening match here. He's levelled it against Elias Ymer with a 6-3 second set. Remember, Draper had lost the first from a break-up, so we're level at 1-1 here on centre court.
Thank you very much to Jonathan Overend. Coverage continues on Sports Extra, and we'll have regular updates from everything that happens at Wimbledon here on 5 Live Sport. We've been listening to Romania against the Netherlands. It kicks off at 8 o'clock in Leipzig between Austria and Turkey to decide who will face the Netherlands in the quarter.